Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ, with daily insight on the NASDAQ 100 Index, or the NDX, which is made up of 100 of the largest domestic and international non-financial innovative companies listed right here on the NASDAQ stock market. The NDX has been the barometer for U.S. large cap growth and also one of the best performing indexes over the last decade and a half, not to mention one of the most liquid index ecosystems in the world. Joining me this Monday afternoon, we have Chris Dearborn, Managing Director on NASDAQ's Market Intelligence Desk, for an update on NASDAQ 100 levels the day before the U.S. national election actually takes place. And Chris, we're finally here. It's been, as our producer reminds us, 32 weeks since we've been working at home, and national election on the tape tomorrow.
It's definitely been a volatile week plus for the markets, and it guarantees to be volatile afterwards as well, unless there's a clear-cut result. And even if there is, there's still going to be volatility in the markets. The NDX is one of those indexes that has been led by large cap tech, and it has been bouncing around the last week and a half. And we're kind of settling into an area here where it needs to hold in order to keep this support level, or else we could see significant lower lows over the next couple of weeks.
All right, Chris, let's take a look at our first chart here. What are some of those levels that you're looking at?
Right, so the NDX right now is trading at about 11,000. It's had almost a 250-point trading range today. As everyone probably knows, last week was one of the worst weeks for the market since the pandemic March. And with that, you saw a significant sell-off across all the major names that lead this index. You saw significant moves off of earnings with companies, and then also political stature. So what you're sitting at here right now is a 76.4 Fibonacci retracement level, which is 11,100. The index really needs to hold this level in order to keep the trade range intact between the September highs of 12,400 and this 11,100 level. We're trading right now below the 50-day moving average of 11,500, and we're sitting on the 100-day moving average of 11,080. Now the index has started to trade back up. We opened this morning at 11,200. And that's kind of close to the high, and we trade as low as 10,950. So we're sitting kind of at the lower range of that. But right now, what you're looking at here, if this 11,000 does not hold, you're looking at a potential double top in the index coming off the September highs and then the failed early October rally that did not regain that high. You can make a statement that this index could see downside potential for another 800 to 900 points here if we don't hold. And that's a 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level, and that's 10,275.
All right, and if we take a look at our next chart here, these are some of the constituents that are leading the way for the NASDAQ 100 this afternoon.
Yeah, the big point losers are coming with the big boys today. You've got Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook all off a little bit. Amazon's down over 2%. That's shaving 25 points off of the index. Apple's off almost a point. That's another 14 points off of the index. And on the plus side, you're seeing Tesla having a very good run today, Netflix, Pepsi, Costco. A lot of the consumer names are doing very well, adding here. So the market is really kind of mixed, even though the broader indexes away from the NASDAQ and the NASDAQ 100 and the NASDAQ Composite are up today. What you're seeing here is the tech is not one of those big winners today, and that's where you're seeing the downside draft here as we move into the close this afternoon.
All right, Chris, we'll see what the story's like when I'm with you next week. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Yep, thank you, Jill.
You got it. And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.